So to be completely candid, I've had a lot of really good relationships since I moved to Austin, Texas. I had good relationships before, don't get me wrong, in New York State, but I feel like God led me out of New York State to Texas to get out of bondage one onion layer at a time. And since I've been in Austin, Texas, then I really kind of like grew up, like I kind of matured very fast. And I've had a lot of like really good relationships, very significant, like very significant. It's like everyone is here. It's like everyone is in Austin, Texas. It's like Austin, Texas is sort of like DC might be like the heart of the world in a sense, and like London might be like the heart of the world in a sense, but I'll tell you what, spiritually, Austin, Texas is like the heart of the world in a sense because everyone's here. And then like all these people moved here. Like Elon moved here, Joe moved here, Alex Jones was already here. It's like people move here. But anyways, to be completely candid, it's like anyone I've ever loved, I have met with subsequent hatred for. And it's funny how it's like fire and ice. Like it's a very interesting dynamic, and then you get into the reality of the matter, which is actually a spiritual matter, and there's a lot of deep karma that comes with the history that brought you two together. So I don't know what to do with this, but it is like just to paint a picture, just to like prove a point about the way that Lucifer fell for these women. There's like a there's like an equal kind of imprisonment that we created for each other. So when Lucifer fell for the women, he imprisoned the women, and then in turn, like the women somehow imprisoned the spirit of Lucifer, and that is working here on the earth. So I could say this for all but two relationships. One of them, the dude was like owned by the government, so it wasn't like I could be mad about it. The other one, geographically didn't really pan out, but um it was always religious. It was always like not them being religious, but they had handlers. So these people follow these men and they have a religious modus operandi. So it didn't come to me until later, but the first situation was Catholic. These are like Catholic religious people. I think there are a lot of Jesuits. I think um, it's like this. They were Russian spies. That was a Russian timeline. I could blow the whistle on the whole thing. Even though it was like 10 years ago, I could still like, I could bring down big companies if anyone was listening. I don't know if I want to do that though because it was so long ago. But God's will be done. Don't have to do that. God will do it all. And then Jewish operation, Jews, the fucking Jews. Terrible, terrible, dude. Three I didn't hate. So why did I only hate one, two? I hated three of them. Three of them I hated just as much as I loved. I hated them as much as I loved them. And it was Catholic, Jewish, Muslim. So maybe there are 6 significant relationships. 3 of them I hated because it wasn't really them. It was a Catholic operation, and then it was a Jewish operation. None of these men professing to be Catholic or Jewish, by the way. The Muslim professes to be Muslim, but he don't give a fuck. He just wants the attention from Muslims. A traitor, it seems. This is my recent, like, are you a traitor? If you come to America and you send all your money back to Turkey, what are your plans, And then like the people he's around, like horrible. Like to be determined. this video is probably not that interesting. Could I give you anything juicy? No, because there's nothing juicy to say because we're at the end, dude. Like, the juicy came from the beginning. Like, the juicy came from 10 years ago. The juiciness came from 10 years ago. But the funny thing is, I was not in my awareness back then like I am now. That juice is just, God, could squeeze so hard. But it was so long ago. So I don't want to say it right now. The juice was so juicy back, and it just gets bad, dude. These men, you have people after you because of who you are. You know, because of who you are. There are, like, I can't explain. It's disgusting. It's disgusting the ways that evil has followed on the coattails of these men. And then, like, some of them are just straight up freaking owned, or they just are in a position where they're not able to break free, regardless, whether it be financial or whatever. Owned by the government, owned by the military. But you're owned, dude. You're owned. You're owned. You're owned. You're owned. You were owned. You were owned. And, like, terrible. Terrible. Funny, interesting, terrible situations. But the money can go away, the love can't go away, you know? It's probably a boring video, so I'll just end it here. That's just it, dude. Men of God, you got handlers after you like you wouldn't believe, and you better be ready for war. You better be ready to just light a match and just fucking throw it, dude. Just throw everything out, because this world, it needs to be completely purified of the people who imposition your mind. Don't need you, like, I do need you, don't get me wrong. But, like, you know, I don't need, like, a worldly romantic relationship, but I need, I guess, it seems, God needs, not me, I don't care. I mean, what can I do? Not that I don't care, it's just, what can I do? But, like, you know, God needs the men of the world to, like, get their wits about them. Like, dude, look at your captives, look at your handlers, look at the women that have moved in with you, because, like, none of them are married, none of them have kids, but, like, some woman moved in to your house and took control of your life. And it's probably not conscious, it's probably subconscious or a spirit, but this is not what God had willed for your life. But the people around you, big cults, circles, yeah, they know. They know. And they know that I know. They know that I know, and that's what makes me a very dangerous woman. Takes a bit more. Takes a bit more than you, brother. Takes a bit more than you, brother. Bit more than you, brother. And only you. And only God. And only you and only God. I don't know. Check you later.